Mhmm.
Okay, guys, another episode of podcast. This one is a big one for
You're saying
ASL.
it wrong, Manny. You're saying
Oh
it
my
wrong.
God. Okay, how I say
it
it?
ain't. You're saying it too clean. You remember why we got tired of
I'll
saying
say it.
What
I'll
is
say it.
Is that,
You gotta get that runchy.
Yeah,
that
you
runchy.
gotta go up and then down.
I don't know why we always have an argument before we start. But anyways,
don't know.
let's get it.
Let's start the episode.
We starting the episode today. This is a big one for ASL because ASL is the brand daddy. That's what I call him, the brand daddy. You know what I mean? This one is about branding. What's a brand? We have some good stuff for you guys today. Just listen up. Listen to ASL while I look at him.
I mean, you can talk about branding too because you learned a lot.
Yeah, listen, I the only one with logo, y'all. Look at this. I the only one with logo. That's why I switched it up today. And ASL have the on. And I got my True Vision on, you know, and he made both of them. All right, guys. So, SL,
We about to
Let's get it.
we about to let's get it.
let's get it.
So, what do people need to know about branding? First of all, what is a brand?
So you'll find a lot of different definitions out there, right? But a brand to me is the way that you take yourself, what you sell, and how you sell it, and wrap it all up into a box. And when people look inside that box, that's what they see. It's a way to identify what you do. It's a way to identify who you are. It's a way to identify an experience that a client has with only you, right? And remember when we was talking about this off camera and I was telling you, like back in the day when people would have a lot of livestock, right? You have
Right.
had a lot of farms, and a lot of farms were within close proximity to each other.
All the
And
cattles and
the
stuff.
farmers would literally design something, some sort of mark, some sort of symbol, and they would brand like their livestock. They brand the bulls,
Right,
brand the
right.
cows. So
I like
if they
that.
get lost, people know, oh, that's Farmer Henry cow. Or that's Manny cow, right?
Right.
They would know that because that symbol or that brand mark identifies who that thing belongs to.
Wow.
So when you talk about a creative business,
Wow.
you have to create what that thing is that will allow people to identify you, right? So Nike uses the swish, right? You could put that anywhere. You could put it on anything, and you know that's Nike.
Yeah, just
that's,
do
that's
it.
Nike. Apple, you know, you could put Apple. Storm, we are not going to talk about Samsung today, okay? we are not talking. So Apple could put that symbol on anything.
Like,
A hoodie, t-shirt, phone, computer, iPod, you know that's an Apple product.
yeah, bet.
And as a creative, when you're making a business or creating your brand, you got to look at three aspects. You got to look at your personal brand, right?
Right.
Because you are the person that's creating. So you are just as important to the client or the customer experience as the thing that you are selling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are several cinematographers on the island,
Right.
several, right? Who use a very high-end camera to be able to create different looks, different views, different imagery. But there's only one Manny, right?
Facts.
There's only one Manny.
Facts.
Big one, right?
Yeah.
So Manny is the personal brand, right? Manny has a company called True Vision,
Right.
which facilitates all of these creative tools, cameras, audio gear, lenses, lights, that allow you to produce cinematic footage.
So Manny is a brand also.
You, of course,
Oh.
you cannot operate your equipment in the way that you see it without your vision.
Right.
So it's you. You're the person that's getting in the car to drive it,
Okay.
right? The car could have a V8 engine. The car could have the latest technology in it, but the car still can't move unless someone drive it.
Right.
I mean,
brand,
that's either
unless
here or
it's
there
Tesla.
now. Unless it's Tesla now. Because I'm just gonna say, like these cars starting to drive themselves
So
now.
it's a brand within a brand.
So I I always tell people there's 3 parts to a brand, right? So Manny is the personal brand. True Vision is the service brand,
Right.
and then cinematography is the product, right?
Okay.
So cinematography uses True Vision as the vehicle, but Manny is the vision that drives the whole thing.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense because the cinematography, even that could tell people, man, he shoot that.
Yeah, cinematography is a product.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
There are a lot of cinematographers
Uh-huh.
that have different companies. So when
And there's a certain look to each brand
right,
too, right?
everybody has a style. Everybody has a different way of telling a story. But though it's the people that are behind those story, the ability to tell stories
Right.
that is as important to the brand as having the latest camera, as having a legitimate company, popular company. So branding is like deep, man. You could go like really, really far into branding.
Well, I know it's deep because it could ruin friendship too because
Manny, you seriously can go here right now? You seriously gonna go here?
yeah, of course
I
I'm gonna
know-
go
I
yeah.
know where you're going. I
This,
know
you
where
know what I
you're
mean? Unscripted. So with my brand, I love my logo now.
Now.
But see, there we go. But the first time I had my logo with the T and the V and the guy on the side of it, SL put the 1-2 on me. He hit me up and say, "Take that garbage down."
Just like that. Just like that. I couldn't let you do that to yourself, dog. Like
Wow.
if you saw this is what I saw when I
Right.
looked at the logo. You put this big post on Facebook. You wrote this story.
Yeah,
You
I was
had-
so proud.
You had like biblical references, like Leviticus 1 verses 2 and 3 says that your logo should not be blah. And I read it and I said, I can't let you do this to yourself, dog. I can't let you
Wow.
do this to yourself. So I said, I didn't do it publicly though.
No.
I said I inboxed you and I said, Manny, take that garbage down.
Cool.
We could do better.
I was so mad. Listen to me, I was mad because I spent money on that.
That's one.
It was going on for like weeks actually, trying to refine it and saying, I don't like this, I like that. So obviously if I got the finished product and put it on Facebook, that's the one I said yes to.
Yeah.
And I wrote all of my, you know what I mean, autobiography on it just to hear, Manny, take that garbage down.
And let me tell you, I didn't think twice about saying that to you because I know what I could have done to make it better.
Right.
So when I came at you, I already had a plan. I was
Right.
like, Manny, take that garbage down, please. I can't let you do this to yourself. And you're like, let me tell you, you're not the only person. Like people, like if you're in my life and you have a lot of meaning to me,
Right.
and I feel like I can use my talent to make you better, I'll always put forward, hey, let me do this for you. Let's make it better. Let's take it to the next level. So I would never just insult you and say, take that garbage down and then
And not give a
and
fix
not-
for it, right?
Right.
No, I appreciate it because look at me now. You know what I mean? It's all
Only
up in,
you.
in
Only
the
you
shirt.
have a logo.
I ready to put that on the Converse, remove the Converse logo and put my
Only you
True
have a
Vision.
logo. So I mean, again, like it's really, really important to understand how the way your business is perceived and the symbols that you use to mark your business go so far into branding, and they go so it's almost like a business tool,
Right.
because you use your business, you put out videos. Your logo has to be on your video, right? So the video has to be of a certain quality,
Yeah.
because your cinematography is of a certain quality.
Yes.
So your business has to match the quality of the product that you are putting out there, because you want people to see it and say, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing. I want to buy into what he's selling.
Yeah.
So again, like one example that I like to do when I talk to like students or speak at workshops about branding is, if you want to get in shape
Right.
and you go and you look up fitness trainers, right? You want to hire, you're more likely to hire somebody that looks like they're really in shape over somebody that's overweight, obese, posting themselves as a trainer, correct?
Right.
Because you looking at the person and saying, well, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Or look like how you want to look.
He looked the part.
Yeah.
He's selling me the part, but he looked the part too.
Exactly.
So I feel like if I buy into that, I can end up looking the part too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to like somebody that's overweight, out of shape, can't run a mile, why would you go to somebody like that to help you to get in shape? They don't
good
look
point.
the part,
No.
but you see it. You see it. Imagine going to somebody to get, like we talk about self-care, right?
Right.
Imagine going to somebody to do a facial and their skin looks horrible.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have, they
yeah.
have bad skin.
Okay, yeah.
They don't take care of their skin.
It would be a red flag.
It would be a red flag,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sure, like with the ladies that are watching, right? When your hairdresser or your nail tech,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to somebody who nails never look good, or even if she doesn't wear different types of nails, she at least her natural nails are healthy,
Right.
or her hair is healthy, or she always puts styles in her hair that look good, and she knows how to take care of her hair and things like that. So you got to look the part if you're going to sell the part, right?
So we crossing over to what we call brand identity, right?
Well, identity is a huge part of branding. You have your symbolism, or what that brand looks like. You have your brand identity,
Yeah.
meaning like what you look like, and again goes back into like your personal brand. You look in the part because you sell in the part, right?
Yeah.
And then your ability to deliver what you sell in a certain way, so that you always attract new clients.
So I agree with everything you said, 100%. But I see where it could conflict knowledge with appearance, and this let me explain it, because I come from a track and field background, and we had some coach who was overweight.
Yeah, look at Usain Bolt coach.
Yeah, but them dudes see the knowledge.
But they had the knowledge.
Right, but it still conflicts because you might look at them, judge the book by the cover, because the cover is the brand, right? So you could look at them and say, nah, I'd rather go with the guy who look fast, who look fast. So your brand identity, it works better in your favor when you complement your brand.
I mean, you just answered the question.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
said
saying.
it,
So yeah, so it look better when you complement your brand instead of looking opposite from your brand, even though you might have the skill set.
If you dress like someone who lives on the street, but you selling to people that you're a fashion designer,
Balenciagas, though.
I very rarely have seen a fashion designer that can't dress, that doesn't know how to dress to look
Kanye?
attractive.
He good. He's a billionaire. You ever see the Yeezys, bro?
I mean, I'm a huge Yeezy
They
fan.
ugly, but they
I don't-
comfortable.
I don't think they ugly.
Come
I
on.
think they look good.
Okay, compare them to what look good.
I think they look
You
good.
you love the ones, right? The
But
Jordan ones, right?
Exactly.
Which one
But-
look better?
but
The Yeezys or
they're-
the ones?
They're two different design languages, though.
But that's what I'm saying still, right? It don't look the part.
The ones are like vintage, old school, and they look good in a lot of different colors. The
Right.
Yeezys are more edgy, more modern. And a lot of people will agree with you that they don't look good, but I mean,
Right.
the $1 billion value behind them is a different story. That means
Yeah,
that people love them because they buy
exactly.
them.
People start to become more, I think, for lack of a better word, unorthodox when it comes to branding. You educate me on this though, because I was like, Apple is a technology thing, and then what you taught me about that. Tell the people what you tell me.
They
about
aren't selling technology. They're selling the fact that having this technology in your life makes your life better. That's what Apple is selling, really. And Apple, and I remember when I told you this, your eyes lit right up. And I was like, Manny, why you think so many creative people love Apple products?
that. Yeah, because and they only showing an apple that don't symbolize what they sell.
It
Apple
don't
is a fruit.
symbolize creativity. It don't
No,
symbolize. It's
nothing.
a fruit.
It's
It's a fruit.
Yeah.
But when I hit you with this, and for all of our listeners at home now, I can hit y'all with this
You know,
too.
he like this thing on Apple now. He ready.
Y'all just finished reading me in the kitchen talking about Samsung makes all the Apple. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Who cares? In the Bible,
Yeah.
when God created the Garden of Eden
Right.
and he made man and he put all of the trees in the garden and all of the animals in the garden and the fruit on the trees and everything else. The fruit, the apple was considered the fruit of creation. Something that symbolized the fruit of creation.
Even though they didn't know if it was an apple or not. But that's what everyone say, it's an apple.
Even if it wasn't an apple or made to look like an apple, the Bible said that the apple it symbolizes the fruit of creation. It was created in the Garden of Eden. And then when Eve bit into the apple, she became aware, right?
Well, people say it's an apple.
People say
they just said fruit.
Right. So that's why Apple designed their whole company around that, because from the genesis of life, the one thing that symbolizes creation is an apple.
And every creator like to buy apple.
And that's why, and I don't think people like to buy, I don't think a lot of creators lean towards Apple because it does symbolize the fruit of creativity. I think that Apple has found a way to make products that serve a particular lifestyle or career that make it better.
I gotta give you a for that. That
big one.
That was a big one. That was a big one because really, I mean, from I even got into the creative field, everyone was talking about Apple.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And back then it was, you said the computer name was Macintosh.
Yeah, the first computer the company made was called a Macintosh.
Yeah.
The company was always called Apple.
Yeah.
And when they asked Steve Jobs, why you name your company Apple?
Apple, yeah.
Because the apple is the fruit of creation.
I always wanted.
And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know
I didn't know that until you said that. Listen to me.
Until I burst you in your head.
Burst me in my head with that. So let's talk about the creating the brand identity, right? Because we cross over that a little bit when it comes to how you look and all that stuff. If somebody do skincare, they should look the part, because we know a few people who actually look like skincare every day, like they wake up like that.
They look photoshopped in real life.
Yep. So what help someone, let's go with our field, because I ain't no beautician.
Right.
Sometimes your boy can look ugly. So, but for a videographer, right, what I tend to do is, because I know I'm a salesman, I want to look the part. Because even with my hairstylist, she taught me, hey, Manny, you going to do a wedding today, or you going to do talking hair with business people? And then she would style my hair. That's loud. But anyways, we won't with that. She would style my hair based on my occasion.
Wow.
And when I did the branding shoot with you, I went to Kadai and get a suit instead. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I could look more approachable, but people could still see, okay, he have a camera in his hand.
Right.
So let's talk more about that for our field.
Okay. No, yeah, that's a smart thing and a very strategic thing that a lot of brand coaches will advise you on doing. And for your hairstylist to be aware of, are you going to be on set today? Are you going to be in the studio today?
Right.
Are you doing a photo shoot for your business? And determine from that what kind of hairstyle you should have.
Miracle Hair Studios, guys.
It's genius, because the way you look is the way you will be perceived. And I watched a movie years ago called American Beauty, and the guy was talking on the movie about a lady came up to him and says, "Why do you always, why do you look so successful?" And he said, I dress successful so that I can project success, so that you can think I am successful.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started photography, and I was dating my wife at the time, my wife now, she said, I would go to meetings and I would wear like a t-shirt and Holy jeans and like Converse, and like I would, because I wanted people to hire me on my talent, not on my looks.
Creative always look relaxed.
Mm-hmm. She really kind of like ironed it out. You can't look like that. You don't look like you're about to do business. And she didn't say that. She told me I look stink. right? She's like, you look stink. You,
Yes, thank you, Lord.
You
Someone
look-
get him back for me.
you look stink. You can't dress like that. And as I changed what I wore, I started to notice that people would take me more seriously.
Yeah.
Right. And even though our jobs, we don't wear suits on the job.
No,
we
no,
don't
no.
wear like nice pants and button-up shirts on the job because it's physically it's a lot of physical
Yeah,
labor.
yeah.
Right.
So we wanna
moving,
be as
running,
relaxed
right,
as we can.
Exactly. But when we're sitting down with clients and meeting with different people,
That's the business side of it.
That's the business side of it. So you don't have to wear a suit and tie, but you could look presentable, right? Is what I think her point was.
Yeah, great
And
point.
I think from then I started to think about what I would wear, how I would wear it, how I would dress based on the clients that I was meeting with. And, from then I understood that what your outward projection is gonna lead to what attracts people to your business.
Yeah.
And even though you talk about, some people are really make their dollar out of the knowledge that they have.
Yeah.
I feel that it's a complete advantage to look the part. So, for example, like, okay, our dude, Kadar. Kadar is never not dressed.
I try catch him slipping,
Never not dressed.
even with towel on.
Exactly.
You look like you have a suit on.
Exactly. Like, because he understands the power of looking good because he's selling looking good to men.
Tailor made.
Right? And so with his following and the people that watch him, even though he has a personal life, he feels though I still have to look a certain way.
He is his brand.
Because he is the brand.
Yeah.
He is his brand.
Yeah.
So the way that people identify him when they see him, oh, that's the boy who's do suits. Oh, that's the dude who's makes suits.
Yeah.
Oh, he has to look that part all the time. And I think Kadar naturally, for as long as I've known him, he's always been fashion forward.
Okay.
Even before he started getting into his business, the KISP Spoke.
Okay.
Even because Kadar worked with me for a long time. He would style shoots for me and stuff. And even then, Kadar was always very progressive with the way that he dressed.
Yeah.
And so it was natural for him to transition into, well, I like looking good. Let me help other people look
Look
good as
good
well.
also. Wow. That's
And so
solid.
when you look at people that are chefs and they taste their food, and I tell you, I asked you the other day. Well, my grandmother used to say, "Never trust a skinny chef."
Yeah.
Unless they are selling skinny food,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But most chefs that you see, they're kind of
Like lean.
hefty,
Yeah.
right? Because they taste and eat the food,
Yeah.
and they try different foods.
Like Mama's
and
Kitchen.
and they experiment.
You gotta have the little
Yeah,
thing under
yeah,
there, or you can't season food.
Wavy flag.
That's
wavy
the
flag.
balance. Yeah,
That's what I call it.
That's
wavy
balance
flag.
the season. You see? Yeah, boy, you gotta have that.
So brand identity is, your logo. It's how your logo looks. It's how you speak to people through your logo. But
Right.
brand identity is also how you or your outward appearance is perceived as well. And so that's a big part of branding. And, the symbol, the mark, the logo, your personal brand, your client experience, all of that, all three work together. And the three together is what makes up like your brand, like the brand completely.
Right. So that's good. One of my weak points when it comes to branding is this one what you have here. One of the points that says sell yourself, then your service. When I first started, because introvert me, I felt that once I was hired, I come and do the job, and then I disappear.
Yeah.
Like nobody need to know me, or I only have business interactions and all that stuff. So it took me a while before I could like open up to people. Even now, like a lot of people know True Vision, but not a lot of people know Emmanuel personally. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people know he's a jokester. I like to have fun and all that, be serious and all that. But me and you get to know each other. We found that we are the same people, but we born in different times.
The same person. The same person.
But we born in different times. So I needed help. I needed help with that, and even now I still need help with that. But knowing that you are like that too, but I always call you the Drake of the Bahamas. Because everyone know you. Like people would, and of course you put in the time because you 16, 17 years in this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course, so everyone would have more knowledge of SL, you know. But speak more on that for people like who just start and they trying to create their brand because, you know, people always focus on their logo first, the color scheme, the Instagram, the TikTok, putting videos out there. But if people ain't know you, they ain't watching you.
Well, I think that, again, a big advantage is being in a small town. So when you decide to create a business or a company and you decide to brand it, the one thing that helps you is consistency. And I think the one thing that I've been able to do for all these years is to be consistent with the type of work that I've done and be consistent with growth. Like growth is very important.
Solid,
the work that I did 15 years ago does not look like the work that I'm doing now because I've changed, I've grown, I've matured as an artist, and my work has taken on that same role where it looks a certain way. People expect it to look a certain way, and every time I do a personal shoot or a passion project or do work for a new client, they expect the work to look a certain way. And so I've always tried, I haven't been the best at it, but I've always tried to be consistent in the type of work that I do. And I've always tried to be the type of person who puts a lot of time and effort and studying and research and then working with the right people around me too, kind of taught me how to use other people's energy to make my work better.
Right.
And I'm an introvert too, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm very introverted.
Yeah.
When I'm home, I don't want to go out. I don't want to be bothered. Like it's me and my family and the kids, and I very rarely will look for an opportunity to go out.
Yeah, me too.
And even when I am like my wife is a social butterfly. She loves to go out. She loves to be around people and interact and talk. And I am not that person. Like I love my job and I love what I do. And therefore, because of that, my passion rolls over into helping people to look their best and getting a team of people, a team of creatives to work at their best level.
Right.
And make something happen that's simply just magical at times. But that's the passion in me because I'm doing my job that I love. But when I go out, it's like, oh my goodness, I gotta talk to people. I gotta my social battery goes, you know, like the notification you get on your phone when you at like 20%. That's me. So like we're out for an hour, I get that notification, and I'm like, hey, you ready to go home yet? Like, you ready to go? Like the I think that the concert that they had over PI the other day. My wife's good friend of hers said, hey, I got us tickets. It was her birthday weekend. She's like, hey, I got us tickets to go. And she went to the concert and saw another couple that we knew. I obviously was home. I was watching the girls, and the husband was like, he's like, hey, how you doing? Sharadin come with you? And she looked at him like, do you know who my husband is?
Like come on now. That's a real question.
And he was like, man, I was trying to get out of this too, Bob.
He get caught in the dance. Ski wop. That's what we call it.
He gets ski wop.
He gets ski wop. Wow.
He was like, man, I was trying to get out of this too, man, but the wife was making noise.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We don't want no noise.
She's like, yeah, I would never ask him to come to this because I have social anxiety.
Right.
So I very rarely go out.
But that's so weird though, Asa, like, because, okay, so how do you sell yourself then?
So selling yourself is making people feel really good about hiring you. So people rarely hire you because you're good at something, you know, because there are a million other people that are good at the same thing.
Yeah.
And even corporate companies will do this too. If they are sending out a bid for something, and they set up appointments to meet with different companies that are going to pitch different ideas to them, to sell it to them, they will always go with the company or brand that makes them feel better about hiring them. So when I sit with clients, when I do consultations, even from my initial email, I try to be professional. I try to be transparent about what I'm doing. Once I get the client to do a consultation, whether it's in person or whether it's a video conference or something like that, I make sure that I relate to them. So just this morning, I had a consultation, and it was a couple that's celebrating 42 years of marriage. And the husband was very reserved and quiet, and the wife did all of the talking. And she started out by saying, "This is my husband, Ray. You know, he doesn't really have much to say. I'm probably going to, he's just along for the ride." And I said, "Ray, I am the same person, okay?" Because the wife runs the entire show. He was like, you know. And so we laughed and we talked about family life. We talked about how they met. We talked about their kids and how they have a very blended family. Right. And she asked me about my family and my girls. And this is even before we start talking about why we on the consultation.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you win.
So I'm talking to them, and they're laughing, and they're having a good time, and me and Ray are relating because we're both husbands. And then when we got to talking about the pricing, she asked me 3 questions. What time of day is best? What should my husband wear? How do we pay?
Because she knows she already booking you.
She already knew.
Yeah, because she already feel that vibe.
And we didn't talk about that until that was the last thing we talked about was price.
Right.
That was the last thing we talked about before we got off the call. And I use that as a strategy with every single client. Let's talk about you first. Like when you go on a date, right? You take a girl out, and a lot of you guys may not know this, but this is really good strategy. I'm going to tell you now. You let her do most of the talking.
Yeah.
Ask her questions about her.
Yeah.
Let her talk about herself, her goals.
No, they like to hear about themselves.
But it makes her feel like you're interested in her.
Yeah, instead of being like that.
Women already know that men have big egos.
Yeah, of course.
So when you come out the gate, like, so tell me about your job, right? Tell me about your family.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a brother too. He's interested in the same things that your brother is in. So how did you get into that? You let her, and the only time you talk is when she says, "But I'm doing all the talking." Like, tell me more about you.
But that's good, eh?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good because she then recognizes he's really interested in me.
Yeah,
right?
he's just listening.
And that's how they measure a good date, right, Nikki? That's a good date, right? Okay, good. So again, it's the same thing. You make her feel really good.
Okay.
About her interacting with you. If you make her feel like you care, if you make her feel like he's paying all his attention to me. When he says, "So can I see you again?" There's no question she's going to say
she
yes.
She can say.
That's exactly what she's going to say. She's
right.
like, "Really? You want to see me again?" Right? Knowing she already said in her head, "Oh, I hope he asks me out on another day." So when you're dealing with clients, it's the same sort of approach. It's the same sort of treatment. You make them feel like all of the attention is on them. Even if they look at you like, "Wow, Manny is this amazing videographer. I can't believe we're on the phone with him, talking to him right now. And we're so excited about this project." And you come at them like, "So tell me about you guys, right? How, what got you interested in video?"
From the jump, we ain't even talking about me.
You don't have to. The minute you get them in a consultation, you already know there's 50% interest there.
Yeah, because y'all talking.
Y'all at that point.
Yeah. And plus, the consultation ain't free.
They've paid to get you at that point.
Yes.
So when you come in, and you can be professional and be friendly at the same time.
Yeah.
So we talked about, she told me they had been dating for so long, and she liked his best friend first, but his best friend played on the football team, and then when his friend went off to play so many games, that's how they got close.
Right.
And so she's telling me all of their backstory, and then she says, "So you think this is something like? Can you? We'd really love you to take our picture." And I said, "Of course, guys, of course. You only need to put Ray in a t-shirt and a pair of khakis."
Yeah, they feel like they already know you.
They feel like they
You're
know
a friend.
me. And
Yeah.
they even asked me, like, tell us about your wife. Tell us about
Yeah,
your girl.
it
Like,
ain't about business no more.
no, and then so
Yeah.
we were on the phone for maybe like half an hour, just talking about life and family and meeting somebody and falling in love with them. And then she said, so tell me, so how do we pay? How do we book you? And sometimes people don't always book you in the consultation.
No.
The consultation is just meant to educate them on
Yeah,
what they're
yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
into, and then they take time,
And
more
they
time,
start,
and they think about,
think
okay,
about
is
it.
this a wise decision? Can we afford this right now? In the consultation, she said,
Right.
so how do we book you? I already knew it was because of my demeanor,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
I had made them feel. You sell yourself first.
That's important. That's
And
brilliant.
then selling yourself first, I feel automatically will sell with the service.
Yeah. Yeah.
Automatically, based on how you feel. Now, if I had gone on the phone and I said, okay, guys, I don't want to get too personal. Let's get right into talking about what it's going to cost. If you want to shoot, it's going to cost this much. I need a deposit right away. This is my banking information.
Too much business.
It would have been too much too fast.
Yeah.
I would have been moving too fast.
Oh,
for them.
see now we going back on dating now. Yeah, you want
I
to
talking about clients.
You want to cover all the bases. You don't want to hit
Exactly.
home run right off the gate,
You hit a home run when the client says, "How do we book you?"
and you just chisholm them.
You roasted them.
Yeah, boy.
I that's been my strategy.
No,
And
but
when
I
I
love
coach
it.
and mentor people, I always tell them, you have to sell yourself, sell who you are, be yourself, be personable, bring a little bit of your personality out. You never talk about cost first. You always talk about cost last, because the client feels this person feels that I am more important than the price of the job. Then the price of the job becomes insignificant to how you've made them feel.
Bro, that's a mouthful, boy, and it was good because I actually love everything you said, and I watched you for a while because before me and you became partners, you was the person who was helping me with the brand, and I was the person who was helping you with BTS, and I've watched how you work even after you get the clients, because a lot of people, after they get what they want, that's it, right?
Right.
But no, you turn on a whole vibe. You love music. And even you could do a simple shoot and you'll be like, oh boy, that one is a pretty one. They'll be like, boy, you could gas me now. because I heard a lot of people come to you and say, I'm not photogenic. And
Everybody
at the end,
comes.
They look like a superstar.
Right.
Like
right.
the lady who you told me about, you said she called you and she apologized after she said, I just want to do a sample shoot.
She said.
I thought that was a talent she hired.
No.
You say, no, this her.
It's the client, yeah.
She was beautiful,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And she told you she's not good with photos, right?
They always say that I'm not photogenic. I'm not the best in front of the camera.
Right.
You have to work a miracle. And I'm like, well, I mean, just work with me. We're gonna create the best version of you. And even before that, I had talked to her. We had been back and forth for weeks, just coaching her through the process. She had never done a shoot for her business before at that level. And so I coached her through. This is the process. This is what's going to happen. On the shoot date, this is what you can expect. This is what to bring. Is there anything I can do for you? She felt comfortable from our first conversation. After I had told her, you can't say little and business in the same sentence if you want to hire a creative. Because what's going to happen is you are diminishing your product that you're selling.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, you going somewhere else. Listen to me.
We always we could get sidetracked very easily, but we got to stay focused, Manny.
Yeah, because
stay focused.
I big on that too. Like, and I always say it, if I care about your business more than you, I don't want the job.
You don't want the job.
I always say that. So that I appreciate
But
you saying that for
again,
you.
I made her feel so comfortable throughout the entire process that now she wants to do like a shoot every month because she loved how the images came out. She loved the entire process. She loved that even though you know our working relationship had become more comfortable, I was still a professional with her. And you have to be aware of your strengths as a person. If you know how to talk to people, if you know how to make people feel good about themselves, if you know how to reassure them of the work that they're going to be investing in, you will always have a client. You'll always have another client to add to
Yeah,
your
that's
list of
true. And then
clientele.
and based on how you made them feel, when you make people feel good, they tell other people this how this person made me feel, and then that's how you get another extra client.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I like guys. This podcast is for the creatives. So I hope you like really taking notes on this branding thing. This SL field, which is this playground. So take notes on it because listen, you're gonna get even better. One of my favorite things to do. I could work on the selling myself part too. Um, but I sell myself best to other creatives.
Mm,
Um, and I feel like I have a good name amongst creators because the True Vision brand was made to help people.
right.
It wasn't made to be a me business.
Mm,
It was made to help. So I could say with assurance that any other company would call me to be on their team
hmm.
and say, "Hey, man, help me with this,
Yeah,
help
you
me with
do a
that."
lot. You do a lot of
Yeah,
work
yeah,
like
I
that.
work with a lot of other
Mm-hmm.
people, so I sell myself like that. I don't just sell myself to say me, 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 me. So I sell myself first, and then the brand come after it. So one of my favorite things about branding is passion projects
Mm,
because I always hear, "Man, you shoot that?"
yeah,
Like if I post it, bro,
I
I
should.
shot it.
Yeah.
So, but people don't see that side because passion project is actually your brand. Like it actually show people what you can
100%.
actually
One
do.
big one.
Yeah, because when we get hired, sometimes we get hired with stipulations. You know what I mean?
Right,
You
right.
can't do this, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we say, "Man, we could do this better," some clients just don't want it. And
Right,
the
right.
client is king at the end of the day. You know, but when they see a passion project, and they be like, "You get a new camera?" Eh?" No, same camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Same
Mm-hmm.
camera, same place,
Right,
all
right.
that stuff. So I want you to take this last few minutes to like talk about passion project and how it elevates your brand more and how people should get into passion project to show people what they could really do.
Well, the first time I started really focusing on passion projects. So for people who don't know, a passion project is something that you as a creative do for your own portfolio where you're not paid.
Right.
And so what happens is, regardless of you come up with a concept, you maybe put a team together, you execute your vision, and then you publish your vision, and for other people to see.
Right.
And nobody's paid on the project. And so what happens is you can use different parts of the project for different portfolios. So if you shoot a passion project and you have a cinematographer on the set doing a creative video or creating visuals of whatever it is you're shooting, you have a makeup artist, you have a hairstylist, you have a fashion designer, you have different assistants for lighting and different things like that. When you do a passion project, it's because it's something that you're passionate about,
Right.
where you don't where you're not being paid. If it's anything, you are paying certain. You may end up
You
spending
taking money out of your
out
pocket.
of your pocket
Right.
to do it to execute.
Yeah,
which
it's
is your
not
vision.
paid, but it comes with a price.
But it comes with a price. There's a lot of value to it.
Yeah.
So I try to always, every year, I try to do a certain number of passion projects. You know, I'm inspired by things that I see, things that I watch, things
Because
that I listen to.
we movie people.
We're creatives,
We love
and we
movie.
get our inspiration from the world around us.
Yeah.
You know, where we travel to different places, different foods that we try. Inspiration comes from all around. So
Yeah.
you never, when you get an idea, it comes from something that you've seen, some place you might have traveled to, people that you might have met, and so and I've learned from other photographers, bigger photographers, that passion projects drive your creativity.
Yeah, it does.
Paid work drives your bank account.
Yeah.
But passion projects drive and help to grow
Mm-hmm.
your own creativity. Because a client might not necessarily come to you and say, pour honey on this model's face and paint her face white,
Yeah.
and that's what we're going to use for our campaign. But if there's something that you do, people see it and they're like, wow, this is really good. I feel more confident about hiring Sherrod as a photographer now.
Right.
And every year, it's like exercise, right? The more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yep.
The stronger you get at
Yep.
it. And I always try to do a couple passion projects every year because it's important to me to keep fine-tuning my craft. Because me and you have this conversation all the time where we say, we don't feel as though we are at our best.
Yeah.
We always feel like
We could do more.
we could do more.
Especially after the project.
Especially after the project is done. We should have done this.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could have done that.
Yeah.
And so passion projects help me to regurgitate all of these ideas that I have inside, right? And I want to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
And I get them out by producing different types of photo shoots. And I want to work with this makeup artist, or I may want to work with this hairstylist, and I may want to work with this fashion designer, and I bring everybody together and I say, hey, this is an idea that I have.
Right.
I think you'd be great on hair. I think you'd be great on fashion. I think
Right.
you'd be great on video. Let's work together. If you're interested, let's do this and let's put it out there. And 9 times out of 10, people always say yes if I ask them to work on a passion project with me. And we do the work, and they always get more exposure or clients or notability from doing this project.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
It'll be a hit.
Those are like the side effects of what happens. But really and truly, I do passion projects because I always want to keep growing. I always want to get better.
Yeah, it's for self.
It's for self.
Yeah, it's for
and I
self.
always want my brand to be strong. So when people see the work, they're like, wow, this is phenomenal
Yep.
work.
Yep.
I could talk about, like, for example, the shoot I recently did with Olivia. Like, we put that out, and I had we put that team together, and we put the visuals out, and people were blown away
Yep.
at the level of production, the quality of shot.
And I got that same. You shot it.
And the concept is what really got people, because I had wanted to do like a painterly portrait for a while. And when Olivia came to me and said, she's like, hey, is there anything you want to work on? And I said, yeah, there's this idea that I have. I've always wanted to do it. I expressed it to her. She's like, let's do it. Let's do it. Even back as far as the passion project I did where I put the crab on the model's face.
Yeah.
Like, people still talk about that shot to this day.
That's a
Let's get it.
that's a
Big one.
Big one, right?
Yeah.
And so every creative person, no matter what field you're in, I don't care if you bake cakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, and let us know. Let us know in the comments, guys. Like, no matter what you do, whether you are a fashion designer or maybe you're a
chef.
producer, a chef,
Yeah.
are there times when you feel like, there's a flavor of thing I wanted to try.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cake that I wanted to bake. There's a design that I wanted to do.
There's 2 seasons I wanted to mix together.
Let me do it. Let me experiment and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's all a passion project really
Yeah.
is. Like, we have a colleague who's like, I want to shoot this particular type of photography. I want to test it first. Then I'm gonna put it out and see if people bite on it. And we told him, yeah, go for it. I mean, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are people gonna say? Like, I mean, either it's gonna be a hit, which I think it will be.
It will be.
Or you just maybe you lose interest, but you have to at least do it first.
Mm-hmm.
And passion projects to me are like going to the gym, taking that jog, trying that new thing, experimenting with this type of fabric, baking this flavor of cake. I mean, it's all of that, and it makes you better at the end of the day. And then when it makes you better at the end of the day, it makes your brand stronger.
Yeah.
So your
I
brand
agree.
has to be one that constantly pumps out passion projects. Even if you do like 4 a year.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite photographers, Lindsay Adler, she told me that, she didn't tell me, but she says that she tries to do one a quarter, so 4 passion projects a year. But her passion projects are productions.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
That's the level she in.
That's because that's the level she's at. Let me call one guy. Hey, let's go on the beach and shoot. No, it's, hey, I want to build this set. I want to design this clothing. I need the makeup to look a certain way. I want the hair to look a certain way. And so she does all of that to produce a passion project. And then what was so interesting to me is that she said companies approach her. That's how she gets new clients, because companies see the work that she does.
Yeah.
And they say, this would be great for this campaign. This would be great for this magazine cover. And that's how she gets work.
And that's why I think it's very important to quote your passion project.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You got to understand about it, because when that opportunity comes, when a magazine might say, hey, we love your work, this is our model for the month of May. Produce something. Here's the budget.
Yeah, you
then
already
I can
know.
say, Manny, I need you on this. Cody, I need you on this. Aline, I need you on this. Denise, I need you on this.
Right.
So it's good to know the value of your passion projects.
Yeah. Because all that matter. Boy, listen, this is a good one. It's a good one. I'm glad
Plenty nuggets.
you're playing nuggets. I'm glad we get away from my brand fast. And then
that's why you wanted to talk about it first.
yeah,
You got that out the
boy,
way
get
quick.
that out the way, buddy.
Right,
Because
quick.
I got a good brand now. So, well, we about to stop in a minute, but this last thing I want you to leave with them in this last few minutes, improving their brand purpose. What you get to say to them?
So another way to look at brand purpose is figuring out what your market is going to be, right? I am a photographer by profession, but I don't take pictures of everything.
Yes.
So I purposely shoot the things that I want to be hired for.
A niche.
AKA creating a niche. It's the same concept. And so again, when you live in a small town and you do something really good, people think that you do that one thing really good for everything.
Yes.
And I have to brand myself as a specific thing, because that specific thing I'm really good at.
Yeah.
I'm really good at portraits. I'm really good at campaigns and commercial work. So I brand myself as a portrait and a commercial photographer, not an event and funerals photographer.
Right.
Not a concert photographer. I'm very good at portraits and commercial work. So I brand myself as that. And I brand myself that way so that people that are interested in working with me know this is the type of work that SL does, and this is what I want to hire SL for. I know you've gotten it hundreds of times. People call you up because you are a cinematographer, but they look at you as a videographer, and they say, well, he could do video of anything.
He just shoot video.
He just do video, and that's how he make his money. But you educate your clients that, have you been to my website? Here's my website. This is the type of work that I do. If this is the direction that you're going in, certainly we can have a conversation.
Right.
And I think a lot of people get into trouble because they just want to be a jack of all trades. They shoot any and everything because they're trying to make $1.
Right.
But to me, in my opinion, when you specialize in something, when you create a style for that something, that style will make you way more money than what it would cost for you to just do 1,000,001 things.
Yeah, so it's good to start off doing that so you could get your footwear, like doing all type of work.
And people do that because they may not necessarily know what
they want to do yet.
Exactly.
So it's good, guys, to start off that way. But when you start to get higher and higher, find something you really love, and it'll complement your brand and make it better.
That's a really important thing, and it's a really important thing when you're in a small market, because you don't want to get pigeonholed into, oh yeah, Manny shoot funerals. Oh yeah, Manny shoot concerts. We know the only concert you can shoot will be Chris Brown concert.
Oh, you know that. Boy, I don't even know if I can shoot that. I could be on stage. Guys, thank you for watching this amazing episode about branding. And follow us on all social media platforms. The podcast on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. All social media platform, guys. So yeah, man, it's been good. Brandon, keep your brand strong. Sell yourself first, and yeah,
Find that purpose.
find that purpose.
Find that purpose.
Big one. All right, guys. Continue to create. Later. Put the beat up, boy. Put the beat up.
I like the harp, like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Big one. Branding.
Yeah. All right.
Pop, pop.